Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and if you're not new here, welcome back. And I'm so grateful for you guys to be here. I cannot wait to share with you my experiences. And today I want to continue on my new series called Journey to Self-Discovery. And I never did an introduction to this series, so I'm going to do that right now. The purpose of this series is for you to understand that in order for you to get to where you want to be in life, in order for you to be the best version of yourself, you need to know thyself. Know who you are as a person. If you don't know yourself, if you're not able to discover who you are as a person, you are a very good candidate for manipulation. You are a very good candidate for just accepting in any and everything. You have no intention of or no set intentions in life, and you are just going by wherever the wind blows. It's important for you to know who you are, because you can create boundaries, you can set standards, and you will never deviate from these things because you know who you are. And when you know who you are, you know your value, you know what you're worth. But before we can get to that point where we love ourselves, we need to know who we are. We need to know what we like. We need to know just everything about ourselves. And this video is going to talk about just that. We are going to talk about embracing your isolation period. It is so important to embrace this period in your life. Isolation period is so crucial to your growth, okay? And God does this. God isolates us for a specific reason. He isolates us so we can be able to get our blessings, right? Because that person that you thought you were supposed to be with for the rest of your life might be a major hindrance to the blessings that are to come. That job that you are working day in and day out, that you put in so much effort in and you love so much, might be taking up so much of your time that you are getting further and further away from God. There's a reason why you are in this isolation period, okay? But in the context of discovering yourself, I want you guys to understand that the isolation period is so crucial in discovering who you are, okay? Because when you are surrounded with people that can distract you, people that can hinder your eventual goal, to hinder wherever it is that you are meant to be, those people need to be released and removed from your life, at least momentarily. Some of these people need to be gone expeditiously. They need to be gone immediately and forever. But some of these people are only supposed to be gone out of your life for this moment in time until you are able to discover why you are in this isolation period. This isolation period. So before I even get to the isolation period, I want to tell you why it is very important to figure out who you are as a person, and then let you understand why this isolation period ties into that. When you figure out who you are as a person, when you discover yourself, you cannot discover yourself when you are distracted by other people. Let me give you an example. I was in a relationship for about 2.5 years. And in this relationship, we lived together. We did everything together. Like, we were literally together 24/7. And there was a period in time where I started to feel like I needed my space. I needed to breathe. I needed some air. And so I would tell him, like, hey, I want to take some space and just go to my parents and just get some to be by myself. And he always felt like I was pushing him away. He felt like whatever the reason, but he had a reason for me not to go. And so I would stay in that relationship. I mean, not stay in that relationship, but stay and not really get my space. I didn't have that freedom to discover who I was. Once I got out of that relationship, and I'm not saying anything against him for doing that, we were very attached to each other, so that's nothing against him. But at the time, once we had that breakup, I had so much freedom to discover who I was. I was able to form my own hobbies. I was able to figure out what I liked and what I didn't like, what I wanted in my life, what I didn't want in my life. I experimented a lot in regards to like places to go, meeting new friends, whatever it was. I was able to have that freedom to discover who I was. But if I was surrounded by these people, even friends that have the same mindset, the same mentality, we are all going to be thinking alike. We're all going to have the same group think, where it's like you think this way and I think this way, because we are always together 24/7. But when you have this isolation period, you have the ability to figure out what you want. What is it that you really want? What is it that you really want and you desire for yourself? You're able to do that during this isolation period. And so isolation is not your enemy. Isolation should be really embraced. Being alone is something that you should really value, because a lot of times people don't like to be by themselves. They hate the thoughts that go through their mind. And those are the crucial times. You need to be able to sit down and really listen to the thoughts and just decipher what are going through your mind. Are these your thoughts, or are these the thoughts of the enemy? You know what I'm saying? If you're not by yourself, you won't be able to hear the voice of God. You will not be able to decipher, is this God? Is this my own self? Is this the world talking to me? Is this the devil? Who is talking to you? You will never know, because you are so distracted by so much noise coming left and right, bombarding you. Okay? So it's very important that during this isolation period, you need to discover, pray, ask God, why are you going through this isolation period? Why is it that all these things are dropping from your life like flies? Why are these things happening? And when you figure that out, it's all going to make sense. It's all going to I promise you, it's the most just beautiful thing, because being able to sit in your own thoughts, being able to enjoy your own company, that is so important. You have to enjoy being by yourself, because then you're not going to need other people. You're not going to depend on other people to enjoy yourself. You're not going to depend on other people to go out. Listen, I go out by myself all the time. Whenever I'm invited somewhere, I'm not calling my friends like, hey, are you free? What are you doing right now? Let's go somewhere. No. If I want to do something, I'm not going to be waiting on someone else's time. I'm going to go when I feel like going, because I love myself. I enjoy my own company. I'm a fun person to be around. And if you don't think you're a fun person to be around, or if you don't think you're a fun person to be around unless you're drinking, or unless you're doing drugs, or unless you are not in that isolation space where you are sober minded and you're able to figure out who you are as a person, no one else can enjoy you. No one else is going to think that you are a cool person to hang out with, because you yourself don't think you're a cool person to hang out with. Don't get me wrong, not everyone is going to think that I'm fun to hang out with. I think I'm fun to hang out with, but there are people that are going to see that I enjoy being by myself, and they're going to want to be around me. Do you get what I'm saying? So embracing your isolation period, figuring out, maybe you need to focus on building your business. Maybe you need to focus on working on certain character flaws that you have, right? Maybe there's some character flaws that you have that are exponentially driven when you are around certain people, right? Maybe whatever the case is, maybe you are straying further and further away from God with everything that you're doing with these things, these people, these material things, whatever it is. There's something that you need to learn during this isolation period. Pray, discover why it is that you need to be in this isolation period. And I promise you, once this period is over with, you are going to be blessed way more than you were before this isolation period even started. Before all these people were dropping like flies, all these things were leaving your life, you're going to be blessed 10 times. Because whatever it was that you needed to learn during this period, you learned it. Whatever it is you needed to grow from during this period, you grew from it. Okay? So please, embrace this isolation period. I promise you, it's fun. I enjoy being by myself a lot of times. Don't get me wrong. I love socializing as well. I'm a social person, but also I enjoy being by myself. Okay, like I like doing things alone. I like, going hiking by myself. I pray by myself. And don't get me wrong, I love to pray with groups. When you pray in a group, your prayer is stronger. But sometimes you just want to talk to God. You want to talk, you want to vent out, you want to hear your thoughts. Why are these thoughts coming into my mind? Sometimes I think like that, like, why am I thinking like this? But anyway, I want to know, you guys, let me know if any of this resonated with you. If it's hard, I know it's hard for you, but let me know, is it hard? Is it easy for you? Because for me, I enjoy being by myself, right? It took me some time to enjoy this, but I enjoy being by myself. But do you really enjoy being by yourself? What have you learned from it? Has it helped you? I want to know. Please comment, share and subscribe. And if you guys want to talk, you want to share some words of encouragement, or if you have any advice that you need, or if you need me to give you any advice, you can always reach out to me on my social media at yeti.bby. That's Yeti Baby, on TikTok or on Instagram. And I would love to talk to you guys and just be a community with you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.